history of Indian spices. Indian Spice Trail. The fame of Indian spices is older than the recorded history. The story of Indian spices is more than 7,000 years old. Centuries before Greece and Rome had been discovered, sailing ships were carrying Indian spices, perfumes and textiles to Mesopotamia, Arabia and Egypt. Spices and herbs are defined as plant-derived substances that add flavor to any dish. It is difficult to distinguish between the two. Spices can come from the following plant parts: roots, rhizomes, stems, leaves, bark, flowers, fruits, and seeds. Spices are the soul and body of Indian cuisine, and without them, it's impossible to create the taste, aroma, or flavor of authentic food. Initially, spices were used to retain the freshness of the cooked food, then used as a preservative, later to add taste and flavor to dishes. There are more than 40 Indian spices. Many are obscure and used only in certain regions, like stone flower and garcinia. Their unique mix of spices, herbs, and flavors makes them so special. Indian spices are some of the most potent and fragrant blends in the world. Their unique mix of spices, herbs, and flavors makes them so special. Indian spices were originally used to enhance food flavor, but more recently, they have become popular as ingredients in their own right. What is the history of Indian spices? Indian Spice Trail. The fame of Indian spices is older than the recorded history. The story of Indian spices is more than 7,000 years old. Centuries before Greece and Rome had been discovered, sailing ships were carrying Indian spices, perfumes and textiles to Mesopotamia, Arabia and Egypt. What are the 7 most important Indian spices? Spices are being used as staple dietary additives since long time in India. The study explores the 7 spices that include cumin, clove, coriander, cinnamon, turmeric, fenugreek, and cardamom on the basis of culinary uses as well as medical uses. India is the largest exporter of spice and spice items. During 2022-23, the country exported spices worth $3.73 billion. India exported 1.53 million tons of spices. From 2017 to 18 to 2021 to 22, the total export quantity from India grew at a CAGR of 10.47%. It can be concluded that various research studies are conducted on Indian spices across the world. Spices not only add taste and flavor to the food but also play an important role in maintaining health from various diseases. Many herbal compounds have the capability to enhance the bioavailability. The question is whether humans use spices as a medicine, or are they used for nutrient absorption and digestion. The mixing of spices in food not only makes it interesting but also ensures the effect on the body of that food. Therefore, an attempt has been made to compile the bioenhancer activity of Indian spices. In the present condition where the world is facing the COVID-19 pandemic, the traditional Ayurvedic systems take longer to have an effect compared to modern medicines, but they also usually have the advantage of lesser side effects and being cost-effective. Along with modern medicine, these systems could also be explored as possible treatment prevention for COVID-19. This review provides scientific evidence which support the use of Indian spices in enhancing the activity of other drugs, prevent and relieve from various health problems. Since it is not only necessary to eat the nutrients, it is also necessary for the nutrient to get to the right place. As we know, our immune system is strengthened by nutrients when the body absorbs nutrients properly.